This video is an important lesson in managing a high-risk trade. Now, this is a Euro USD trade I'm in. I'm going to break down every single thing from where I started this trade all the way to where we're at currently right now. And I call this a high-risk trade because I'm risking $150,000 on it. It's not a high-risk trade for me, but some would consider it a high-risk trade due to the high dollar amount risk because it's substantially more than the 50 to 100K I usually risk. Let's get the thumbnail real quick. I'm here in Aspen, Colorado. It's the last night I'm here, so I'm just wrapping up our trip and we're making this video. That way you guys have a good insight for this coming week on Euro USD. So basically, I'll give you this in the first 30 seconds. That way if you have to go, you can just watch this and you can skip the video. All good. So I sold Euro USD here whenever price got into this zone. It was a little bit higher right here. Price started to go into profit last week. I'll go to the daily chart. It went into $60,000 of profit. It came back up. I added here at the resistance zone, and then I added at the deepest point of this resistance zone that was tested in the past right there. So I'm in 3 current positions right now, or 3 separate positions that I've added. So that's basically it, and I'm holding. I see no reason to close. Now I want to go through this with you step by step. This was on July 30th at 9:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's currently August 9th right now. So this is about a week and a half ago. I called this trade in my trading group, in my Discord server, and this is what it looked like the moment I entered. I was risking $50,000 on this first entry with the idea that I was going to be adding more to this if price pulled down and started to go into profit so I could add to the winning trade, and then also leaving myself open a little bit of margin so just in case we started going to the upside, I could get in at a better entry. So with that said, this is what it looked like whenever price came down here. I was in this trade. It went up a little bit more. This was a GBP CAD trade as well. It's a separate trade. I already talked about this in my Telegram channel. My free Telegram channel where I share all my trades live and analysis. It's the link in the description of the pinned comment. I'll post it there. You can join it. It's just where you can follow all my analysis live in here. So in Euro USD, when we're going here, you see I put I'm short on Euro USD with a different risk structure, $50,000 of risk now. And I remained in GBP Canadian dollar. So this is what it had looked like. This is all my P&L from since I started this account. $350,000 deposit over the course of 10 months. I've grown this account to 1.1 million. That's a little bit less right now with this Euro USD trade and drawdown, but we'll see where it ends after this. So Euro USD, we're going to go down here. That was GBP CAD. This was Euro USD. Started to go into profit, and then it went up into drawdown a little bit. Euro USD is looking good. This was at 6:13 p.m. That same day. And then I added another sell to Euro USD because she had gotten up there into the zone. So I added another position up here, risking $50,000 on this. So I was just basically able to get a little bit better of an entry. And now I was at my normal $100,000 risk. Okay, cool. So that happened. And then it looked like this right here, which is where price started to bounce in the zone. It went halfway to the profit target. A little bit more actually. It was in $62,000 of profit. So about 60% of the way to the target, and that was looking good. And I was holding it, and this was in like a day or two, right? Basically a day. No, actually technically 2 days, August 1st. July 30th to August 1st. So then what we had happen is after it barely missed the profit target, I mean, it went at the max point, maybe 70% of the way to the target, 65, 70%. We came all the way out, knocked out the high there at the zone, and then we started going sideways. So at that point, this is what it had looked like here on the daily. All you see is broken up. This is the entries. That big pin down, that's when it was in profit, 65 to 70% of the way to the target. Then we popped up here again and made a new high. Okay, so that's where we're at this moment in time. I said the market's open. This was last week. Euro USD currently sits back around the entry and I'm still holding. So it's basically just sitting there at break even. And then I did a live session earlier this week for my clients here in the Discord server. I posted this screenshot here saying Euro USD is still looking good. We pushed up into the zone. We closed the weekly candle into the zone, but that current weekly candle at the beginning of last week started to go down. So it was looking good, and it still is looking good now, but this was last week. Started to go into a little bit of profit, and then a day later, or 2 days later, I put I'm still holding Euro USD. We'll see what she does. If she continues to inch higher, I'm going to run for the hills and close, but for now I remain in Euro USD. So what price ended up doing is it went up a little bit higher into the zone, and it went to basically start touching the previous high up there. So I said on Euro USD, I added additional position, risking an extra $25,000 on this trade. So what that was is this trade went from 50K risk to 100K risk, which is usually my max risk. But since this trade is so high quality, you'll see my explanation here in a second, I added an extra $25,000 risk. So this presented a $125,000 total risk at this moment for a potential for like $135,000 to $140,000 profit. Still good risk structure. I said the trade has went from 100K to 125K risk. And then I said, we're engaging in an activity some might call risk it for the biscuit with Euro USD. And I say, if it continues up from here, I'll probably get out of this trade. The loss might be around $50,000 to $60,000, but the profit potential is about 150K. That's a great risk structure. And I always put this little TLDR if there's a lot of text in here, so that for those of you who are following my trades live in the Discord server, all my exact live trades in real time with all the updates, I have a too long didn't read, TLDR, and I put an added to USD, risk an extra 25K, same stop and same profit target as the previous entries. And then I always post a screenshot of my trading terminal as well as my P&L terminal. That way you guys can see the margin and position sizing. So I did a live session earlier this week. We did it. It was a great session. I recorded the upload to YouTube on August 6th. So that was there. I deleted the link here after the session ended. And I put, it was a great live session with you guys. It was awesome. Then I put, I remain in Euro USD. She's beginning to plunge into profit. So she started to come back into profit. That first entry started going into profit. She was looking good at that moment. And there's the live session recording. It's on my YouTube channel on 8/6/26. So this is the whole live session where we talk about everything. Now this was August 6th. Okay, so August 6th, I said EU's back in a net profit. I'm holding. It was in $6,000 of profit. And then what happened the next morning is there was NFP news and she spiked way up. So on the weekly chart, you can see it spiked deep up into this zone, right? We're getting kind of close to the stop loss. And that happened in like basically one candle. You can't predict what NFP news is going to do. I don't close trades early just because it's NFP or FOMC or some other type of fundamental news event. News is just a catalyst that makes the market do what it was going to do anyway, but just a little bit quicker. That's the way I look at it, at least. Is that true? I don't know. But like the way that I approach it is I approach it in a way where I'm saying I'm not going to let fundamental news influence the technical analysis for the trade, because I know it's just going to go up or down, and I give myself a 50% win rate. It either goes up to the stop or it goes down to the profit target, and I usually try to get out of my losses a little bit early, and I try to hold my winners a little bit longer to the profit target. So at this point, it was in $73,000 of profit. Now I was looking at it this morning, and this is where the lesson for today's video comes in. I'll put it right here in this explanation. I put, I'm not going to close Euro USD here quite yet. She's pushed deep into the weekly resistance zone on a huge momentum candle, likely fueled by some news event, NFP. So I put, I'm going to wait to see what the candles paint on the hourly chart before deciding what to do. This is a quick spike. Many of them are short-lived and they retrace quickly. But if we don't see price begin to fall here within the next few hourly candles, then a closure will likely follow. So I didn't do anything at that moment at 8 a.m. Then I put right here, this was at 8:13 a.m. I said, I see nothing about this trade at this exact current moment that indicates I should exit. She's pushed deeper into the zone, and that is literally the most optimal area to enter because it was deep here into this resistance zone. This is a weekly chart, right? Weekly chart on Euro USD. And all it is it's broken below the support resistance zone, came up, and it's just retesting the most extreme part of it, right? Just the most extreme area where it has been in the past. It was retesting it and starting to bounce. So on Friday last week, I put, she's just pushed deeper into the zone. It's the most optimal area to enter. If price breaks above this region, venture, we can decide to exit there. I don't know why did I put venture? That was probably a typo. At this exact moment, though, I see this trading opportunity as a very rare, high-quality trade. It could still be a loss, however, but it's as high-quality trade as some of the best setups of my trading career. A lot of the best setups of my trading career when price went deep, deep, deep into weekly zones, and then I just entered and then I just held, right? And if it breaks past the zone, it's a different story. We manage to trade, we try to exit early. However, in this case, this one seemed completely fine to me. So she pushed deeper into that zone. So I put it could still result in a loss, but I think it's a really good setup. Therefore, I'll be adding to this trade right now, only an additional 25K risk. And if it doesn't work out, I will accept it because it's a high quality trading opportunity that is worth the risk. It's easy to look in hindsight after price is already painted and say, oh, well, you should have known that it was going to go up because it was an uptrend. You should have known it was going to go up because the moving averages were up. You should have known it was going to go up because it's bouncing at the 61.8 Fibonacci and it's going to the upside and making a higher low. I don't care about any of that. You cannot predict which way price is going to go using this bullshit technical analysis and fundamental analysis any better than somebody who's flipping a coin and relying on random chance to get entries. The reason I make money trading is not because I'm right more than half the time. Sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not, right? Some weeks I have a 30% win rate. Other weeks I have like a 70 to 100% win rate. The reason I make money is because I make a little bit more when I happen to be right versus what I lose when I happen to be wrong because I manage these trades early. So I said, my risk will increase from $125,000 to $150,000 on this trade at the max stop loss. And I even put for the people in here, for those of you who follow my Discord, if you're not comfortable with this risk, then you have two other options. You can simply continue holding these positions, or you can exit all these positions entirely. If you are mirroring my risk preferences, then make sure that the additional risk from an entry here fits within your risk tolerance. I will now enter this trade and then I'll post it below. Let's see what she does. So I entered, and you can see, look at this last position here. It's a $25,000 risk at the very top peak of the zone for a potential $100,000 profit. So this is amazing. Why? Because the 100K potential profit on that entry alone means when you add it to the 150K from the other previous three entries, this total trade comes out to about a $250,000 profit potential, and that's for only $150,000 of risk. And I say only, but that's a good risk structure, right? Using the same risk structure, same stops and targets from the very first initial positions when I started layering into Euro USD. It's 150K now for 250K profit. 150K risk for 250K profit. And even if I lose, I'm probably not going to lose 150K. I might lose 50 to 100K at this point now on it. So I put, our fate is sealed. We simply are the witnesses now. So I posted it in here the next morning as it started to go into profit, or maybe this was later that day. Started to go into profit. It was in $32,000 of drawdown, down from 70K. And we had that last position in about a 10K profit. And then I put, unless something insane happens, I'll be holding Euro USD over the weekend. There's no reason to close. She's looking good. And then now we are today. So 7:52 p.m. The market opened about, from the time I posted this at 8 p.m. it had opened 4 hours previously. Or I think 3 hours. I'm in Colorado, so I'm in mountain time here in Aspen, Colorado. So maybe, I don't know. The market opened 3 hours before I posted this maybe. So I said, I'm still holding EU. We shall see/accept/seek therapy for whatever happens. So I'm currently sitting here in $33,000 of drawdown. I see no reason to close EU. She has come here into this weekly zone with a couple daily candles. We've already got a little bit of a bounce first, then we pushed up deeper, and then we closed Friday's candle with this little bearish candle right here. Now, this is the crux of this. Price is either going to go up and break above the zone, and we will be wrong and we will lose. And that happens in trading, okay? I'm wrong half the time. Half my trades are losses. You can go through my full P&L history. I posted all on Telegram and here in Discord, tracked live, timestamped. Every single trade, every management position, every single explanation, every single thing is documented live in real time. And with that, if we break above, then I'm going to lose. And that's okay, because not every trade's a winner. If this goes into profit, though, just to right here, I believe this is the region my profit targets are at, right around here. If it goes here into profit, that's a $250,000 profit. And guess what? I don't even have to hold it that long. I could hold it to like 150K profit, take a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio from what I was risking, and that would still be perfectly fine. And as a matter of fact, that's probably what I'll do if we get into 150K profit and then we start going sideways. I will hold all the way to the profit targets of 250K profit if we just continue cascading into profit to the downside without any type of like slowdown or anything like that. As long as we see a strong bearish momentum, I'll just be holding it. And this is where we currently sit. Now, a lot of people, they'll look at this right here and they'll get worried and they'll get sketched out. And the moment it starts going back into break even on the positions, which is probably going to be somewhere in here in this little black region right here, this little no man's zone. If we can get into there, these will be in a loss, these will be in a profit. Lot sizes are somewhat similar. It could be a break even. But I don't think that would be the best decision, because here's the thing. If you get into that habit of closing trades whenever they go into a little bit of profit or a break even, without letting the trading idea play out, especially if the whole trading opportunity looks good, getting into that habit is detrimental to your trading and profitability long term. Because if you do that, it guarantees that you're making less on your winners. And whenever you actually have a trade go against you, if you don't manage it early by getting out a little bit early or managing it or trimming the position down a little bit, or maybe closing the position but then re-entering with a smaller lot size and a wider stop so that you can still participate but with lower risk. If you don't do something to manage it when it goes into loss and you let it hit stop loss, by closing trades early, you guarantee that when you lose bigger, but whenever you're right, you're break even or a small profit, because you can't just hold long enough to have the trade come to fruition. This is a very good high quality trading opportunity in my opinion. I have no intention of closing it unless we start going sideways here for maybe another week or so. I'll probably call it, because we've already been in this trade like a week and a half. Or if it starts breaking above the zone slowly and starts cascading to the upside. Then I'll get out of the trade. I'll just call it a loss. But for now, this is a very clean and clear bounce at resistance, break above, support, 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 support temporarily there before we broke below. Had two nice weekly candles break below. We went sideways in this range. Now we're up into the zone. This is a clean cut break and retest of a weekly support resistance zone. If price is going to continue down, this is probably going to be the area where it does it here at this weekly resistance zone. It is at the best possible entry for to take this trade from a risk structure. Whether or not you think it's going to go up or down, it doesn't matter. This is a trade where you can get in right here. And even if you're just now seeing this trade, right, you're not currently in this. Even if you enter here with a stop loss above the zone and a target at 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, my trade is like somewhat like this. I think the stop loss is like closer, but like still, even if you get into a trade like this is a good risk structure, because if it starts falling from here, it's at the most opportune moment, right? It's at the most optimal level that you could enter, because if it starts breaking above the zone, you just get out and you could maybe close the trade a third or halfway to the stop. But if it goes into profit, you hold it, and you don't have to be a hero. You don't have to target the next huge lower low down here on the weekly chart. If it just tugs away from this zone a little bit and like comes into here and starts bouncing at these lows and these highs, then you can get out of this trade in a nice profit, and that's a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. It's absolutely amazing. And so I don't have any intention of closing this trade anytime soon unless we have something different paint on the chart. And I wanted to give you guys this lesson in patience here, because managing a trade like this, you can see every single trading decision I've made, as well as timestamped in Discord, and all my explanations here in this video, all my written explanations in Discord as well, and of course everything I've shared in the free Telegram channel. You can see that by managing a trade like this, we're positioning ourselves in a lower risk way to be able to make money whenever we happen to be right. And we're going to make a lot of money if we're right on this one. But if I happen to be wrong, I'll lose some money. I'll lose 50, 100, and even if it's the stop loss, a full $150,000, I'm going to have another trade come along where I make like 180K or 200K or something crazy like I did, I think it was a month or two ago on one of the JPY trades. It's on my YouTube channel, and it's all documented in Discord and Telegram as well. When I have winners that are really nice, they are huge winners. When I have losses, those losses are relatively smaller. And even if we just go look at my recent P&L for the last few trades I've taken over the past month, up until this one, you can see right here from my P&L, where the hell is this? That we just looked at it. Yeah, here it is. You can see when I win, right, these are all these winners. And this is kind of a bad example because this is a winning streak. You can go into Telegram and you can scroll way back, right? Just keep scrolling way back to like last month or earlier in the month. I post all my P&L in here. And then you can see that whenever I'm right, I make money, right? And the winners are generally just a little bit bigger than the losses. It's not loading good here right now, but you can go through all this and you can see for yourself in the free Telegram channel, link in the description. But my winners, whenever I win a trade, like take USD CHF, for example, 50K, GBP AUD, 50K, NZD JPY, this was about $100,000 because it was about 30K on each position. So maybe we'll just say, call it 90K. GBP NZD, I closed all these positions right here. You can see they're all the same entry, 3486, 3487. That was 40 plus 40 plus 80. So what is that? That's 80 plus 80. It's $160,000 on one trade on GBP NZD back earlier last month. Actually, about literally exactly 1 month ago, right? I only take a couple trades a month, but they're very high quality generally. I made 160K on that one outcome. And then I have USD CHF, I lost 6K. Euro USD, I lost 20K. And now I'm in a trade currently on Euro USD where I'm sitting in drawdown about 30K. The whole point of trading profitably is to treat it like a business. Your trades that you win are your revenues for your business, and the trades that you lose are your expenses or your costs. And as long as you're making more in revenue than what your expenses are, you have a profitable business and you're a profitable trader. There's a reason less than 5% of people can trade profitably in any market, whether it's Forex or crypto and stocks. And that reason is because they are not making more when they happen to be right on their winning trades versus what they lose whenever they happen to be wrong on the trades that they lose. So with that being said, structure your trades intelligently, use a good risk structure, follow what I post in the free Telegram channel. It's literally all posted there for free. I do recaps here on my YouTube channel and on my Telegram channel. And if you want to follow my trades live, exactly, you can join my Discord server. I'm not going to give you a link to it. You'll have to go to the Telegram channel and you'll have to follow my trades for free for a while. And every now and then, about once or twice a week, I post a link in here where you can subscribe to the Discord server if you want. So, and this is another example. Look, there's the set of winning trades and the set of losing trades. When I lose, GBP CAD, 40K, 40K, 20K, 4K, 11K. But then I have these winners that offset it by crazy amounts. 40K, 40K, 80K, 50K, 50K. The whole point is to make more when you win versus what you lose when you're wrong. And with that said, I'm going to hold Euro USD. It looks like at the moment she's currently turning over to the downside. We will see where she goes tomorrow. She could spike up or she could spike down into profit. We don't know until the trade outcome is complete. I'll be on a flight tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to head back to Fort Worth, Texas, and then I'll make another video covering an update. So I'll see you guys then. Cheers.